The second season of Loki is throwing Tom Hiddleston's protagonist into yet another adventure across different realities, facing new dangers from the ones when he made his debut in the Time Variance Authority in 2021. Over the course of centuries, the TVA has developed many different ways to get rid of the variants they didn't consider important. But nothing has been as violent and destructive as what they came up with during the fourth episode of the current season of the series. The violence shown in the new chapter could easily be classified as the most gruesome death in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ravonna uses the time cube as a torture device in Loki Season 2. Loki Season 2, Episode 3, Gugu Mbatha, raw image via Disney+. When the first season of Loki premiered on Disney Plus a couple of years ago, the TVA was introduced as a very powerful agency in charge of ensuring that the entire MCU took place within a single timeline. Their power was kept in place thanks to the resourceful technology they counted on, with a wide variety of devices helping them move across different realities and fighting against powerful individuals. But in previous episodes of the show, the technology seen in the TVA was used for traveling or research, and the few things that were actually used in combat weren't proven to be brutal. But the second installment is determined to challenge what viewers thought they knew about the Time Variance Authority, and the new characters from Marvel Studios' sci-fi spectacular will go where no one else in the franchise has done so before. Ravonna Renslayer Gugu Mbatha has returned to the TVA after going away to investigate more about its origin, and having realized that she can rule the multiverse without following anyone else. She has decided to recruit loyal followers who will help make a reality out of her vision for the future. But when the agents that used to work for her declare that she has become a villain, Ravonna lets them know they won't be needed anymore in an extremely cruel manner, placing everyone who didn't follow her inside a box called a time cube made out of the energy that opens time doors inside the TVA. By merely pressing a button, Ravonna makes the time cube consistently smaller until it crushes the bodies of those trapped inside of it. The tactic was so brutal that the result isn't shown on the screen, with an implied level of violence more gruesome than anything that has been seen in the 15 years the MCU has been around. Renslayer wants to come out on top in Loki Season 2. Ravonna A23 image via Disney+. Mobius, Owen Wilson, had always admired the way Ravonna continued to be a leader in the TVA, working directly under what they all thought to be the timekeepers seen in the company's propaganda. While she was his direct superior, the pair had managed to maintain a close friendship, sharing many anecdotes from across the years with each other while they shared a drink. But since the variant of Loki that leads the narrative of the show arrived, everything would change for the leaders of the TVA, and the friendship between Mobius and his boss was severely affected by the God of Mischief. With Loki finding out that everyone working at the TVA was a variant kidnapped from the sacred timeline, the landscape was about to change drastically in the organization. Even Hunter B-15, Wunmi Mosaku, who used to think highly of the people she worked for, started to realize that the truth was being kept from every agent available. When even Ravonna couldn't deny what was happening anymore, she left the TVA behind her to look for the person who took her life away from her, and what she would find was unpredictable. He who remains, Jonathan Majors, had been trying to control the sacred timeline to avoid another version of the multiverse from being created. If multiple realities were allowed to exist at the same time, variants of him would fight each other in a destructive war for supremacy, claiming the lives of billions of beings in the process. But instead of trying to get her life from the timeline back, Ravonna was convinced that she could control the Time Variance Authority without the help of anyone. If she was destined to spend centuries protecting the timeline, she was going to do it under her own terms.